the whole point is pushing. Like every day we're in the studio or in the gym or in the garage when she's working on her show, and we're pushing. Always push.
Yeah.
Never be content.
Yeah.
This is music or entertainment in general is not a place for you to be content. It's just not.
1, 2, yeah. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, sir, you are tuned in. This is for the SB1200, ASR 10s and NPC heroes. This is for the crate digging, loop getting, sound manipulators, the Fruity Loop reasoning machine innovators that pump the bass and frequently freak the kick in a stand till it slaps in your speakers. The sound providers that make sure the song is tight. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live.
Welcome to the Beats Grinding Life podcast with your host, Siren, a weekly interview podcast with inspiring music producers, where every week you will learn from a different music producer how to potentially take your music career to the next level.
Today's episode of Beats Grinding Life is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audio download and 30-day free trial at beatsbooks.com. Over 180,000 titles to choose from on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Some recommended readings by past Beats Grinding Life guests like 48 Laws of Power, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Secret, Tools of Titans, and The Song Machine are all available with Audible. Once again, go to beatsbooks.com to get your free book. What's up, Beat Grinders? This is another episode of Beats Grinding Life. I'm your host, Siren, and with us today we have the Frontrunnaz.
Yo, hey, it's poppin'.
The Frontrunnaz are a production and songwriting duo which consists of Chris and Dria Thornton. Not only are the Florida-based pair partners in the studio, but they are also partners in life. They are married. One-time Dove Award nominees are creating a last-longing legacy as they have worked with some of the industry's best. They have created music with Logic, Symbolic One, Young Thug, Focus, Rick Ross, Lecrae, Meek Mill, Mobb Deep, Mark Byrd, Ray J, Tech Nine, and many, many more. Yo, what's up, Frontrunnaz? How you guys doing today?
You're doing good. We're good.
Nice, awesome. I'm so thrilled to have you guys up on here. That was a long-winded introduction. I know it was, but I'm going to have you guys expand on that intro and just let the listeners know a little more about who you guys are. Fill in the gaps for me.
Start it out.
Okay. I am a singer-songwriter from Fullerton. Artist. Singer. I'm from Fullerton, California, and I've been writing since, I was in the 9th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, but we won't tell you how old I am. But just in the 9th grade. Let's go from there. But Chris and I have been doing music together for the last, it's been about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot, that's a big chunk of life. So a lot of my progression and, skills and business has been derived from our relationship in the last 15 years. So
that's awesome.
Just thought about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Hashtag relationship goals or couple goals. I like that.
We haven't killed each other in the process.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Good process.
Okay.
And to expound on what she said, I've been doing it, for a really long time. I'll just say that, a really, really long time. And met Dria as an artist. I actually was her producer, artist. And then we, at some point, we weren't getting any traction as producers, as an artist, and we both elected to become just songwriters. And no sooner than we became songwriters, things kind of took hold and took off. And then that success in songwriting has given us the ability to branch out into our music production as well as artist stuff that we got going on now. So
Dope.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. Sounds like it's been a journey, man. That's great, man. Every journey has a beginning, and how we start things off here on Beats Grinding Life, man, is we want to know just the humble beginnings for you guys. How did you guys start into this? Dria, you said that you started writing in the 9th grade. I want to know what made you guys want to get into music, and how did you start?
Individually or together?
Individually first, and then together.
Oh, okay. Well, my initial love for music came from my dad. My dad actually was a songwriter and artist, and he also dabbled a little bit of acting, but I just used to listen to my dad's demos a lot. Nice. And my dad would always sing like on the karaoke circuit, which was really cool. And we would go see him every once in a while, a lot of times in Vegas. And, my mom she's not a singer, but she's avid like music lover. Mm-hmm. So, I gained a lot of exposure to a lot of different genres of music and a lot of different types of artists, because my mom had like a breadth of like taste in music, from R&B to jazz to hip hop to real like, Dog Pound.
Wow.
Ice Cube,
Nice, all over the place.
Yeah, so, I was exposed to a lot of different types of music, but my dad was an R&B singer as well. So, I just started writing. I went to performing arts school in high school and studied a lot of different areas of music and theater and just the arts and orchestra. And so it's just always been a part of who I am. And, as an artist, I started when I was like 18 maybe. Mm-hmm. Graduated high school and joined a girls group, and did some things with them, and then I went solo and just was writing a lot on my own and recording a lot on my own, and just kind of creating some opportunities for myself with that. And then I met Chris, and then so we just we got together and it was like elevated,
Nice.
Yeah, so and that's pretty much the short history of my music background.
Super short.
Okay. Shorter version.
It'll be a lot shorter. I mean,
okay.
I'm a military brat. All over the world. I got exposed to music through my parents. Of course, our house was full of music. All of us played instruments. And I had an auntie who all her kids were into music as well. And, she used to take us to Caroline. And her middle daughter was really into music producers and, the 70s and the 80s, early LA and Babyface and stuff like that. And she exposed me to reading the back of album covers.
Nice.
And that's how I fell in love with music production and songwriting, was reading the back of album covers and stuff back in the day.
Nice.
And then, I was a hip-hop head, diehard hip-hop head, fell in love with New Jack Swing, rode that whole Teddy Riley wave, and, and subsequently the Neptunes, subsequently, of course, Rodney Jerkins and all the producers that he gave birth to. Was in groups like Dria, signed my first record deal when I was 19. Bad management, that fell out. Then continued to produce and continued to songwrite up until the point that I met Dria. And like I said, we had a patch where we just weren't getting any traction as a producer or as an artist, and we elected to become songwriters. And and we did that. We met a guy named Chico who managed a production team called the Renegades at the time. And he trained us, the Renegades trained us, and built us out into the songwriters that we are today, actually.
Dope. Nice. Okay, so, how does one go from becoming artists to songwriters? How do you go from being in front of the scene to becoming not necessarily in back? Well, I guess, yeah, in the back of the scene, is there much of a transition, or, how do you pursue that?
For me, I know there's a huge transition. Just one, because as a songwriter, you kind of have to take on different personalities, different vocal things, vocal arrangements, ranges, tones, to match other artists. And as an artist, I kind of have to find my own voice at the same time. So it can be a bit confusing jumping back and forth.
Right.
But, you know, just with anything, like if you just really focus in on, you know, that one thing, which we did, it was, you know, it's kind of put the artist thing on the back burner because the opportunities that came with us writing and, you know, exposing ourselves to the music industry as songwriters. And we were able to transition our way into other things as far as like production and, you know, me being an artist, because now, you know, at this point where I am in my career is, you know, I have a lot of exposure based on being on the background and being featured on other artist stuff like Ray J, a lot of Logic stuff, like, you know, Logic's pretty much whole commercial career, you know, you can hear my vocals and Chris's vocals on the background. So it's a segue into, okay, you've heard these songs, you may not know, you know, that's me, but now I'm showing you that that's me. So it's a lot easier to come from behind the scenes now than it would have been back, you know, when I was really pursuing it myself.
That's awesome.
Writing.
That's awesome, because I mean, coming into this, I'm sure you had a goal of becoming a major artist, you know, within the game, and maybe one day you will be, but you just had to take another route to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Well, I want to know for you guys, who were some of the musicians that inspired you to become the musicians that you are today? I heard Dria, your father, Chris, I heard Teddy Riley, Rodney Jerkins. If you guys can just expand, who were some of the other artists that inspired you coming up, and who are some artists that inspire you today?
And you know, Pharrell, of course, the whole Neptunes movement and that whole thing. I'm more of a camp kind of guy, you know. Then of course, like the Interns,
Nice.
Where we got our name from, the Frontrunnaz, was actually derived from the Runners. You know, I was a huge Florida fan, you know, Cool and Dre, the Runner, Justice League, you name it. You know? Like, actually got our start in Florida, and that was like a really cool thing for me, being that I idolized and followed these guys so much, for us to, you know, get signed by a manager that was actually affiliated with the Khaled camp and all those great that came out of that camp in that period of time. The songwriters, Esther Dean, you know, Bonnie McKee, you know, I'm a Marsha Ambrosia fan, and it was really dope getting to write a record for her.
Wow.
For Tech Nine. That's highlighted. Wow. Bucket list.
Yep.
Raphael Sadiq. Spent 20 years of my life in the Bay Area. You know, Ray is the man, and we were able to work with his nephews and co-write a record with him for their album, Smashing Hearts and stuff. So yeah.
For me, gosh, now I'm gonna have to date myself. You know, I love you know, Diane Warren, David Foster. Those are like my two you know, top fame writer producers. And you know, as far as artists, you know, as you know, typical Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, you know, I loved Aaliyah. You know, I just love the fact, well, it's with Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Celine Dion, you know, it was just a matter of being able to write, you know, they were able to present world music, you know, it was music that that could touch anyone, not any particular race, not any particular genre. You know, I loved Aaliyah just because, you know, her style was so unique, and they took what she was talented at, which was like, her tone was amazing, her delivery was amazing, and they took that and they actually created a sound for her, which I thought was really cool. You know, I love Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men made, once again, you know, those universal records. And of course now, you know, I love Esther Dean. I just love how unique her songwriting is. Like you said, Bonnie McKee. I love Bonnie McKee. I love Saza. I love her just because she's her. You know, I saw an interview about her the other day, and she was talking about how she was afraid to put her project out just because she was so, she was shy, and she was different and didn't know how people were going to accept her. And when she put it out, I mean, her response is amazing. So, you know, So that's just, you know, just name a few.
Wow. Well, you know, you guys named a whole bunch of people, and I was trying to come up with the common theme. I guess a common theme is that for the producers at least, teams, like you said, teams, and for the artist, you know, it's kind of genre-less, and that just to me summarizes you guys. You know, you guys are so versatile in your music as well, and so I can definitely see where all of those artists and producers have played a role in your development. So that's what's up. It all makes sense for me. So all right, well, Chris, I want to know, since you are a producer yourself, I want to know what was the first piece of equipment that you started off with?
You wouldn't even know what it is.
Try me, brother. Try. Hey, I might not, but try me anyway.
Actually, I had a Casio CT670, I think it was, and it had MIDI ports on the back of it, and had a Tandy RL computer from Radio Shack.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't know. I mean, I know Casio, but
and it was so crazy. So I had this keyboard, I had this computer, I was running Cakewalk 5. It was still DOS, right? Mm-hmm. These little light blue screen is really bad. And a friend of mine gave me a TR-808. And nice. That's how I got started.
Okay, nice. That's what's up. Well, with the TR-88 or 808, you got your drums right there. You know, Casio, you got your melodies, and man, that's what's up. Cakewalk, you can definitely sequence in there, and okay, humble beginnings, man.
yeah, for sure. Like, that's my first home rig, because I went to the Dallas Art Institute video production, and you know, I remember the first time I saw MIDI, it was like, it changed my life. It was like, wow, you know, you can actually, you know, commit something down virtually, you know, without committed to tape, because I came up in an era where you had to use this thing called SMPTE to actually record. You know, you had to sync everything up to this tone, and you had to have, you know, 2-inch tape machines and half-inch tape machines, and when MIDI came along, it changed everything. So I came up in the MIDI era.
Dope. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, you know, I'm having a great time chatting with you guys. I'm having so much fun. But on Beats Grinding Life, man, it's not about that. We can't have fun all the time, man. We gotta mix in the dark. We gotta mix in the negatives. And so on this part of Beats Grinding Life, I want to know. I'm gonna drag you guys through the mud, and I want to know what's a major. What's that?
I said, do it. Let's go.
What's a major failure or setback that you guys have had in your career that you guys have bounced back from, that maybe you can tell us about so we can learn, and maybe we can enjoy, or maybe we can avoid the pitfall?
I think I got to.
Go ahead.
So the worst of them. So we had worked on a record with S1, Symbolic One. Been working with him for years at this point. And we had a record called Nobody Moves. And I did, you know, the dancehall record, Nobody Move, Nobody Gets Hurt, right? I took that, and I did a version of that over one of his beats, and D sung some really cool melodies and pads and stuff, and I'm doing this kind of lead, you know, dance talk, you know, Rastafari kind of, you know, melody and movement over it, and Busta Rhymes and the Conglomerate jump on it.
Okay.
Busta hook, he goes back and changes some stuff on the hook and just beefs it up, and it becomes this incredible record. I can believe it. It's incredible. I mean, still one of my favorite records that we've ever done, and it kept my voice on it. So I did the tag like Nobody Moves, Nobody Gets Hurt. It actually doesn't say get hurt. Busta Rhymes goes banged on. Right? I'm on there with Busta Rhymes, and it gets picked as the opening sequence song to the first ride-along movie.
Oh.
Yeah. It would be the opening sequence song for the gunfight scene at the beginning of Ride Along.
Yeah.
And a week before the movie dropped, they pulled the song.
Oh man.
For the KRS-One song, which I wasn't mad at KRS-One. Right. We're gonna lose anybody who lose to KRS-One. You know what I mean? So that was a huge letdown. That was one of those times Dria's like, I'm done. It took the gas out of it. Even S.
I was so sad.
It took the gas out.
What's the second one you're gonna say?
You already know. So the second one is we're in LA for a whole summer. We're grinding. We were living in the Bay Area, and we're in LA for whole summer grinding. APG, before we went out to LA, Artist Publishing Group, which is Mike Caron's publishing group, their actors. They want to sign us.
Uh-huh.
So they bring us out. We're working with them, and then we have meetings with Rock Nation, and Rock Nation takes like 20 songs from us. It's actually 360, which is Calvin Harris's management and publishing arm of his company.
Okay.
And they're like, we want to sign y'all. And then now, publishing, whom we're signed to now, wanted to sign. So we had 3 deals on the table.
Mm-hmm.
A whole summer goes by. All these deals are imminent, and none of them close.
Ooh.
Summer's over. We gotta go home. Kids gotta go to school, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Go home. The dude's like, I'm done. I'm done. And
Whack.
this is whack. Fuck this. And literally a week to the day that she said that, I convinced her to, of course, not give up. And she's like, I'm with you. And we decided to go to bed early one night. It's around 11 o'clock, and I called my cell phone, and this guy by the name of Livio Harris, who was partially responsible for discovering us, and he goes, yo, Andy wants to sign y'all like right now. What y'all want?
Dope.
He said, we got to move on this in 2 days. And we gave him a number, and we were signed probably within a week.
Wow.
That's not the story I thought you were going to tell.
But no, but sorry.
You remember that song, Timber?
Oh!
Yeah, with
Kesha and Pitbull.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the producer, what was his name?
Serm Style.
Serm Styles. We were talking to him, and he had sent over this beat. It was the Timber beat.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that country.
No, Serm didn't send it. Ben sent it.
Okay, Ben sent it. It was like, okay, we need a record, for this or whatever. And I listened to the track, and I was like, oh, this is whack. Like, I'm not writing to this.
Right.
Twang, something. This is whack. I can't even think of anything for this. Forget it.
Right.
So time goes by, Timber comes out, and Chris goes, see, that's the record that we passed on. And so he blames me.
Timber was huge.
But Chris, if you like the song so much, why didn't you write to it?
Yeah, that's what she always said. She's like, because to me, in my mind, we're always better writers together. To me,
right? Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know if she feels that way, but I always feel like that the not just the synergy, but even the pull and tug that we have as songwriters is why we're successful.
Right.
In my personal opinion.
Nice.
That pull tug of when we work on records, and literally every record that we've ever written that we agree on, pretty much, it always goes. True. Always.
Nice.
If we don't agree on it, 9 times out of 10, it never goes.
Wow. That's crazy, man. I mean, you guys, the first two, the range of emotions to go from, feeling jubilated to being defeated, and then the last one, passing on a hit record like that, has to hurt. But I want to know, what would you guys have for all the beat grinders, for all the listeners? What would you tell them was that you guys learned from these lessons? Because that's what setbacks are, lessons, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think with the Timber record, the biggest thing is you never know what's gonna be a hit.
Right.
Never know. Our personal opinion on things. I think it starts like with the songwriters. We have a personal opinion. A&R has a personal opinion. The artist has a personal opinion. Everybody has a personal opinion on what a hit is. And so I think, even when you don't think that something is going to be huge, it's taking that chance and taking that risk. He tells me that all the time, you got to take a chance. You got to take everything in this music business is a risk. And everything is a gamble.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you do got to pick and choose what you're willing to gamble. You can't gamble everything, but at the same time, you just never know. You never know. You never know.
Yep. So in hindsight, looking back, would you have wrote to that song? I mean, just because it's hard to write to something that you're not feeling at the moment, right?
Yes, it is very hard for me. I would have wrote to it.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
I was just being
Yeah,
late.
that is a challenge. You're right. That is the challenge.
That's what we're called to do if you want to be successful in this thing, and that's what people don't get. When we started, we didn't turn anything down. I'm not gassing. In the span 2 years, me and Dee worked with 80, 90 producers from around the world.
Wow. We literally have like 400 plus records in our catalog just because we pretty much everything that came to us.
And that's she's pulling a number just randomly. We have records we forgot about.
Damn.
Because we forgot them.
Right. God damn. Well, Beat Grinders, I want you guys to listen to these guys. And I mean, wow. I mean, it just goes to just diversifying yourself. You to be open to any and everything. I know, when I first started making music, it was all about just making boom bap. That's all I do. I'm a straight up hip hop head. And that was the wrong approach to have. It set me back so far. As I'm trying to expand now, I wonder what would have happened if I would have expanded back then. So. You guys are a great example of what would happen if one just opened themselves up to all different kinds of music. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Wow.
One last thing. So like the S1 always tells us, if you say this we've done. Plant seed, move on.
Nice. Great advice right there. That's dope. Plant a seed and move on. Okay. All right, well, let's move on to the other side of that. What's the greatest moment that you guys have had in your career thus far? What's the crowning achievement?
What did I cried about? Oh, yeah.
ATM.
I would say ATM. I mean, I think just because from a songwriting standpoint, from a production standpoint, from an artist standpoint, it was dead on. I mean, we did this record in the studio with Amir Swain. And
shout out
Amir. We went into the studio and we were all going in with the intention of, doing a record for Rihanna or Miley Cyrus. I demoed the record and we left the record and went on about our life. And then Ray J's manager...
No, that's the important part of that story.
What?
So we actually didn't finish the record in the studio and we went home.
Oh,
and me and Dria got a huge argument over the direction of the record.
Yeah.
So she stayed in the front room and I went in the back room. And I was in the back channeling 2 Chainz, and she was in the front room channeling Rihanna, and that she came up with that record.
Wow.
I came out front and I said, hey, I got the hook. I was like, got my legs up on like an ATM. And she's like, you're kidding.
I was like, cash in, cash out.
And that's...
Ooh.
So that tension created that record.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had the record. We sent it over. Ray J's manager, Wack.
Shout out Wack.
He loved the record. He wanted Ray J to do it. So Ray J laid it down, and then they were trying to find a female. They're trying to find a female artist to do the hook to replace my vocals. And I guess they were having a hard time finding someone, or it just wasn't working out. So they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's keep Dria on it. And then they were like, okay, let's get the Migos. Let's put the Migos on it. Like, oh my God, I have a record with Ray J and the Migos. Migos, they first started their career, which is dope, because they're huge right now and they're the bomb. And then Wack's wife and partner, Kim Jones, she was like, hey Dria, I'm gonna get you in the video. Let's do the video. She literally gave me 2 weeks to be in the video. And oh my God, I gotta lose all this weight. I can't be fat. I'm literally in the gym every day. I'm like running. Like in their right mind would do. I'm running the streets. I'm doing a dance rehearsal like 7 hours a day, and I'm just like So I put together in 2 weeks, and literally this is my first time like being in front, like being the star of a music video.
Right. And
it just came so naturally to me, and I was actually surprised myself. I was like, wow. I didn't even know like I had this discovery, just all around. It was just a great record. It was a great team. It was a great, it was put together very well. Everybody was super cool. It was very professional. It just was a plethora of things that you normally don't get all at once. The business was handled correctly.
Yes.
It's just
wow.
was bomb. It was the best. Like, so that to me was like one of the best experiences.
Agreed.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. I mean, that's a great moment in one's career. You know, I mean, I'm hoping one day I can have a moment like that, and I'm sure the beat grinders listening hope that they can also share a moment like that. So thank you for sharing that, and that gives us something to shoot for. So it gives us that dangling carrot in front of us. So thank you so much. All right, y'all. So you guys are definitely great artists. You guys are great music producers and writers. And here on Beats Grinding Life, that's what it's all about. That's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for greatness. In order to be great, you look at others that are great and you model yourselves after them. So we want to know, what do you guys do in a typical day, so that way we can model our days after yours and one day become great just like the Frontrunnaz.
Workout for one.
We work out
Nice.
every morning. Work out and
Eat right.
we eat pretty healthy, and then it depends on the day. If Chris is working on something, he's working on a project, he's in the studio literally for like
The whole day.
God, like the whole day, like 8 hours. And I'm in and out of the studio. If I'm not working on something with him, I live on my laptop. So I'm literally running my own business. I'm promoting my single, which is called Brand New. It's on iTunes right now and Spotify.
Dope.
Yeah, so I'm literally every day looking for different opportunities as far as like to get on other different playlists. Like I'm doing ground floor work. I'm talking to fans. I'm interacting with people. I'm networking. I'm
practicing our show.
I'm downstairs. I have a mirror in the garage, and I literally will go in and close the garage and practice. And it's just like it's just an everyday thing. It's like it's a job.
Right. Yep.
It's a job. And then I come in the studio, every once in a while if we're working on something. Right now we're just working on some stuff for me, just some new material. I have a whole project that's done that we're getting ready to push, but I'm also working on material just to kind of get a different feel and a sound for a new project.
Yeah, we're working on a bunch of different projects for some artists that are signed to Frontrunnaz Entertainment, some artists that are outside of us. But the whole point is pushing. Like every day we're in the studio or in the gym or in the garage when she's working on her show, and we're pushing. Always push.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never be content.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is music or entertainment in general is not a place for you to be content. It's just not.
Yeah, learning too. I'm always learning. Like I'm like I'm a mad woman when it comes to. So if I don't know something, or if I'm not sure how something works, I'm Googling it. I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to understand how streaming works. I'm trying to understand how publishing works. I'm trying to understand how you interact with your fans. I'm booking shows, for myself, and just there's a lot of things that I probably shouldn't be doing on my own. But if I don't have resources at the time, then that just doesn't stop me. Like
right.
I have to keep going, and that's like a message for anybody who's like really trying to build their brand or build their business. It is a business, and you do have to tend to your business every single day. No matter what it is that you're doing, you have to be tending to your business, because no one's going to build your business the way you build your business.
Dope.
And then someone can pick it up from where you've already built it, and it gives you more leverage. It gives you a more of a greater standpoint to come from when you're approaching other people. People like to see you have done what you can do for your career before they step in and help you take over.
Right. Yep. So true. Well, some things that I picked up from what you guys have said is, you said you got to keep pushing. One thing that comes to mind for me is if it's not growing, it's dying. And so you have to every day make sure that you're watering your plants. Like you said, you put a seed in the earth or whatever. You have to make sure you keep watering it and make it grow. And it's not going to do it on its own. Also, you said that you're dabbling in different things. You're Googling different things, trying to learn as many things as you can, and doing it on your own for now until you're able to hire someone else. And that's kind of things that you have to do. You want to have a background knowledge of all of those things, so that when you do hire someone, if they're doing it correctly or not. So you guys are definitely pushing in the right direction, and that's great, man. I love to hear that. Working out, eating right. If the body's not right, the mind's not right. And so, you know, it's all connected, and you can't have one without the other. So you guys are definitely going in the right direction. You guys are giving me motivation. I appreciate it. Beat grinders, I hope that they're doing the same for you. These guys are freaking awesome. I'm getting chills right now just listening to you guys. So I can't wait to get off of this interview and start getting on the machine for real. So really, man, really. All right, guys. Well, you guys are musicians that by no means are limited to a certain genre. You guys have worked with R&B artists. You guys have worked in rap. You guys have worked with EDM artists and DJs. And am I correct that you guys have dabbled in country as well?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
That's next.
That's next. Okay. So I want to know, what steps can a producer like myself, who's just kind of stuck in one genre of music, how can I or other listeners expand their range of creativity?
So I'm gonna throw myself under the bus for once, which I'm quite sure you. So you know, my really close friend and production partner, and was a member of my group when I was growing up, used to always harp on me about music theory. And the importance of music theory and making great, meaningful music. And then rewind a couple of years ago, my wife was like, I'm going back to school. I'm going to do this. I'm like, I don't need to do it. I'm a musician. You know, I make music. I do what I do. And she ended up convincing me to go back and take some classes. And it changed my life. Completely changed my life. And if you want to do different genres of music, you gotta understand the mechanics. I don't care. I mean, you can be the greatest player, you can play by ear, you can do all that. But the first time a person asks you to modulate a song by 1.5 steps, if you can't do that, then,
right.
You know, if you're in the studio with Mariah Carey, or you're in the studio with Saza, or in the studio with Rihanna, and Rihanna needs it, you know, 2.5 steps down, and you can't do it, and you don't even know to go into your session and transpose the instruments down. You don't even know what that is. mind even playing it, right? Right. You know, understanding that different keys generate different moods and different emotions. Understanding that different instruments generate different moods and different emotions. Understanding that instruments not only have tune, but they have tone. You know, little things like that. You know, so be a student of the game. If you want to get into different genres, know the mechanics. Please know the mechanics. Know what drums they use. Know what types of drum kicks. Know what type of compressors they use. You know, I just did a master class with Dev Mal, and it goes, you know, people out here, you know, trying to use a solid state, you know, SSL console on EDM. You know, that's not how EDM music really done. You know, typically, you know, when you take a look at Diplo, and not that they don't do stuff on large consoles, but typically they're inbox guys. Right. Typically, not that they don't use outboard gear, but they're inbox guys. They're Ableton guys. You know, they're tons of plugins that they use to get the sound that we hear in EDM music. So, knowing what your toolbox is and knowing what you need to use, I think is hugely important. Okay. All right, guys. Well, this next portion of the interview I like to call In the Studio. I would love to be in the studio with you. All the beat grinders, we would love to all be in Florida in the studio with you. I don't think that your studio is big enough to have all of us in there at one time. So this is, no more. and it takes away from the creativity. So this is the next best thing, where we get to ask you guys, what do you do in the studio and how do you do it? So I want to know, what's the creative process like for you guys when you guys are making music, or is there a creative process? What do you guys do when you start creating music? Definitely a process. So she's the wordsmith. Plain and simple. I'm more melody and harmony arrangement and stuff like that, and that's kind of where, you know, we divide the work effort. And it's so dope when things are like clicking, because, you know, D will be like, yo, I got the verse, and I'll be like, all right, I got the pre-chorus, I got the hook, you know, and then D will add to my hook. So it's just kind of this kind of ebb and flow that happens when things are clicking for us. And then D, especially lately, she writes a lot by herself now. She, you know, she's a really hook writer. She writes a lot by herself. I'm even writing more about myself sometimes because I'm more of a improvisational writer.
Okay.
And D's more of a structured writer.
Yeah, very structured. Very structured.
So it just depends. We just did some stuff with Jussie Smollett.
Oh, Jussie Smollett. Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that I wrote for him was all improvisational. I just got in front of the mic and did my thing, and then D would come in and fill some words in, and fill out the rest of the song. But I'm like, Rico Love's one of my favorite writers, as well as D's, and he's really an improvisational writer.
Which like that emotion, that natural emotion.
Okay. All right. Well, what's a not so secret weapon that you guys have up in the studio?
You want to know the truth?
Yep.
In 2018, Splice, man.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
Splice is the truth. No one can no longer say, "Yo, I can't get a session player in."
You're right.
Not if you know what you're doing. Splice has so many great instruments, drums, fills, you name it, whatever you need, and it's deep and vast. And now they're bringing in all these other producers to add to the library.
Right.
And it's like you're collaborating with Metro Boomin.
Right. Nice.
And if you're smart, you're not going in there and just taking the stock stuff. You're taking it and bringing it your way and chopping it and stuff. And Splice is, I would suggest anybody invest. I think it's not $9.99 a month.
Right. For 100 sounds a month.
Yeah, it's it's more than worth investing if you know what you're doing. But once again, understanding your music theory, because just because you have the sounds doesn't mean you know how to fit the sounds together. Right. One other new secret weapon, and I want to shout out Eric Sermon, Prince Paul. It's called TrackLib.
Okay, I haven't heard of this.
And you're a hip hop head, right?
Yeah.
So you like.
Yeah.
So typically, what happens is you got to go out once you use a sample, and you got to go get that cleared.
Right.
Well, TrackLib kind of bypasses all that. So they pre-cleared this huge library of samples, dude. Obscure samples, like it's digging in the crate shit.
Okay.
Obscure samples, man. They got it categorized by key, by genre, by BPM, by year, and you pay a flat fee of like $1.99 to use it. Each one is categorized on how much it costs to actually clear. And like some of them are $50, $30. It's like it's pre-cleared. So it's no once you get ready to release it, you pay that fee, and boom, you're rocking and rolling. Oh man. Okay. TrackLib? TrackLib. Okay. I'm gonna look into that and be grinding. You guys. Wow, that's what's up, and it's coming from E Double from the Green Eye Bandit, so that's what's up. Yeah. All right. Well, what equipment or software do you guys all currently have in your studio right now? What's all in the toolbox? UA, nice. Preamp, DBX 160, compressor. Logic turned us out on the Shure microphone. We've been using that, the same one that Michael Jackson used forever. Wow. Have a TLM 103. Ableton is being used more and more every day. Flexibility. It's like it makes Pro Tools look stupid when it comes to flexibility. Wow. So I can take a Dria vocal, and if I want to change the key, I can change the key, and it introduces no anomalies and stuff like that. Just tons of flexibility. The effects packages are incredible. And then Pro Tools, of course, that's a staple for our mixes and stuff. And then we're Yamaha people. We've had Yamaha speakers since the very beginning. I have the HSM 5s and 8s. And that's it. We don't, our toolbox is actually really, really, really small. And that helps because it keeps our sound consistent, whether it's a Logic record, Lecrae record, or a Young Thug record, the sonics of our vocals and our arrangements are the same because we don't really try to use a whole bunch, not if it's working. Okay.
Yeah. The point, like a lot of our placements were done in our house.
Yeah, a lot of them.
With the exception of, there was some stuff on Logic's last two albums, Everybody and Incredible True Story. There was some stuff we did in the house, like Stainless we did in the house.
Yeah.
Confess we did in the house.
Contact we did in the house. The opening to Contact on Tits to me is it's one of my favorite things that we've done.
Yeah.
Because it's very James Cameron, very Odyssey 2001 of the vocals, the choir vocals that we did. And people don't understand that's just me and Dee.
Wow.
Opening that big choir you hear, that's just me and Dee.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Actually, all the stuff on Tits, all the choir stuff on Tits is just me and you, except for Never Been.
Just
Never Been.
Yeah. But yeah, we do. I mean, it's this setup we have. You know, we've used this for quite some time, adding some things in here, but for the most part, most of our placements are done in our house, which is, really cool.
Yeah.
For people who don't, to think that you have to be in the studio with the artist to complete something. Mm-hmm. We definitely have relationships with these people, which makes it a lot easier for us to do the stuff from home. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're able to do it.
Yeah, like Mr. Porter. That's
commercially released.
Yeah, like Mr. Porter. Like, he hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm working on a song with Tech Nine," and he wants Marsha and Broja on it. And like, Poetry's my favorite group of all time.
Right.
Like I know their stuff intimately. And like he gave us directions of what Tech wants the song to be about. By the time I got home, I had the majority of it written. Showed it to Dee. Dee added her pieces to it. We tracked it right here and sent it right out the door.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I mean, just right at home. You guys don't have too much in there, like you said, but highly effective equipment.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's a dream. You don't have to. When inspiration strikes, you can just stay in the house and get it done. So that's what's up. Okay. All right. Well, this next portion of the interview I like to call In the Mix. It's rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you guys quick questions, and I want you guys to respond back just as quick. But if you need to take your time to elaborate on a question, please do. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Yeah, like a game show.
Yep. Okay. You guys prefer making beats with samples or without samples? Or do you guys prefer writing to songs with samples or without samples?
For me, I don't like samples. Chris likes samples.
Okay. All right. Plug-in that every producer should have in their arsenal.
Fast, Chris. Rapid fire. Then hot fire, Chris. Let's go.
That's my go-to plugin nowadays.
I call it rapid fire, but nope.
The SSL 4000G. I mean, you gotta have that.
Okay. Okay. And you get that through the Waves bundle?
Yeah, Waves bundle or Slate. I've been using Slate a lot lately. About to go to Apollo's. Go to
the UA.
Universal Audio. About to go to Universal Audio.
Okay. Are there any plugins that that songwriters can use? Probably not, right?
I wouldn't say plugins, but definitely software. As a songwriter, you have to have it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. As a songwriter in 2018, you have to have it.
Nice. Okay. Do you guys, is there a book that you guys recommend every musician read? And it doesn't have to be music related, but it can be.
Yes.
Yeah, this business of music.
This business of music.
Nice. Okay.
Like everything from contracts, label deals, publishing, royalties, everything that you need to basically know in the music business in that big book. That's just one of them. Yeah,
it's from the Berkeley College. It's incredible. I actually took the course. It's incredible.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with that book. I'm definitely gonna check it out. And if it's from the Berkeley Music School, I'll definitely have to check it out. So, beat grinders, you guys are music producers, and in the case of this show, you may be songwriters. And I know that you guys don't have time to open a book up all the time. But you guys have the chance to get an amazing audio book like the ones that Frontrunnaz just mentioned for free at beatsbooks.com. So once again, you guys go to beatsbooks.com. Is there an internet resource that you guys think that every producer or musician could benefit from? When I say internet resource, I mean a website or a mobile app. And I'll give you guys one, for example. Maybe one that I use is Evernote. It's a note-taking app that you can write notes down, that you can take pictures or whatever. Is there one that you guys recommend?
Hey, we use Google Docs like nobody's business.
We use Google Docs.
Okay.
We write everything in Docs, and then we can collab, we can share with other people.
Dope.
And it keeps all of our stuff in one place.
Nice.
I know I use Rhyme Zone a lot.
Rhyme Zone? What's that?
Rhyme Zone. It's just a website where you can put in a word that you want to use or your word you want to rhyme with, and it gives you a whole list of different words you can use outside of the normal words.
You're kidding.
Synonyms,
Wow.
acronyms. Yeah.
Synonym, acronyms.
Damn, that sounds dope. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Back in the day, we used it.
I still use Rhyme Zone.
Wow. Okay. Those are two great resources. Thank you guys for those. Okay. I want to know, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but they're taking down all the faces on Mount Rushmore, and they decided to put up musicians' faces. And so I want to know, they gave you guys the opportunity to put up 4 faces of musicians. Who's going up on the Mount Rushmore?
Musicians?
Yes.
Musicians?
Okay.
We usually say producers, but because you guys are songwriters and producers, I'm just gonna say musicians.
Diane Warren's got to be on there.
Okay.
Plain and simple, representing all
Nice.
writers. Dr. Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dr. Man, come on, man.
He's a legend.
Yes, he's a legend.
Well, we talk producers.
No, but he's saying it's the whole gambit.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
the gambit. Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis.
Nice.
And they count as
We'll
one?
count them as one. Yep.
Okay, count them as one.
Yep.
With their
How many faces up there? 5?
4. 4.
LA and Babyface.
Nice. Okay. I think that's it.
No, but they count as one.
Yeah. So we got them. We got. You said Dion Warren.
Diane Warren.
Oh, I'm sorry, Diane Warren. You said Dr. Luke or Luke. You said LA and Babyface and Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not familiar with Diane Warren. Can you guys explain to me some things that she's done?
We should karate kick you for not knowing who Diane Warren is.
I'm sure I've heard her stuff.
She's the greatest songwriting history.
I mean, she's written for Beyonce, for
Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
And Mariah Carey, for everybody.
Everybody.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, well, if you guys could just allow me to get some headgear on, you can go ahead and karate kick me a few times. I'm sorry about that. But, okay.
Like if you're an artist and you go, I need that one record.
Mm-hmm. She's the one? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she just got nominated for an Oscar for a song she did with Common and Tara Stinson and Raphael Sadiq.
Wow. Great company. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize for that, and I will do my homework and look her up a little more and see what all she's done. So, okay,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for answering that question. I know that's a tough one, and people are always trying to figure out what 4 producers or what 4 artists can go up there. So, thank you guys for that. I'm gonna have you guys get those creative juices flowing a little more. I want to know. You guys just came out of the studio with 4 people early morning. So that means you guys have been burning the midnight oil with 4 people. And those 4 people are 1 artist, 1 co-producer, 1 engineer, and 1 random person. Who are those 4 people that made up a perfect studio session for you guys?
Oh my gosh.
Do yours.
Oh gosh. Beyonce.
Okay. Co-producer.
A producer.
Co-producer, yeah.
Cucurell.
Okay.
Here.
Bobby Campbell.
Oh, nice one.
What has Bobby Campbell done?
All the Logic stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's done Rihanna stuff.
Your girl, Rise Up. He did that record.
100 Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
One random person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chris.
No, I'm gonna be there with you.
Yeah, he's one of the producers.
Yeah, random person that shouldn't be there technically.
Oh. I don't know.
Well, I got mine. If she ain't got, I got mine.
Okay.
Who would you want there? Actually, that should be the simplest one.
I don't know.
Not always.
Okay. So hey, look, I'm gonna do mine. So artist is right now it's Kendrick, hands down.
Okay.
Producer S1, engineer by Ali, and random person would be my boy Shy Money.
Oh, okay. Wow. Both those are, man, great dream sessions. I hope both those happen just so I can enjoy and hear the songs or the albums that you guys come up with. And they're both attainable. With all the people that you guys have worked with, I mean, that could easily happen for both of you guys. So I hope one day it happens. I'm gonna keep my eyes out, and yeah, I would love to hear that happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. All right, guys. Well, I want to know what's your favorite song that you guys have ever created.
Favorite song we've ever created.
Oh my gosh, that is a hard one.
Yeah, because you guys have 400 plus songs in your catalog.
What do I not ever get tired of listening to? You're gonna trip off this, but I think it's Shine. When you played Shine the other night, I was like, "That's my shit." Just waiting you come on that bitch. For me, it's Shine by Meek Mill.
Okay. Wow.
What is mine?
Please.
Oh gosh. It might be Stainless with Logic.
Okay. Nice. Well, I'm gonna listen to both of those songs as soon as I get off here with you guys and just refresh my memory on both of those. And yeah, I mean, if they're you guys' favorites, then they have to be good. So okay, that's what's up. All right. Well, I know that you guys are all about sonics. I heard a recent interview where you guys said you can change the guitar chords, or you can do anything in a song, but what makes that song stand out are the sonics. So I want to know what's an album that you guys recommend every producer listen to because of the sonics, and why
the Black Panther soundtrack, hands freaking down.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Incredible. And it wasn't just the sonics, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the emotional depth.
Right.
That they were able to, because it's one thing, sonics, you think it's knobs, it's spacing, it's panning, you think all those things, but there was a depth that they were able to put into that music that made the sonics even better.
Wow. Yeah.
That movie,
I didn't think about that, but as soon as you said it, it hit me. Wow. Okay.
Well, one that I can think of is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I absolutely love that record, and the music really wraps around you.
Right.
And then vocals, the way they sit and the music sits around her, it's just like
incredible.
It's like it's floating on a cloud. Like it, I don't know how to explain it. It's just amazing to me. That's like my favorite. That's actually my favorite album of all time.
Yeah. For good reason. I mean, wow. I mean, the same thing. As soon as you said that, I definitely visualized that. It took me back to when I used to listen to that album heavy, and I can just picture that for sure. So, Wow, that's great, you guys. Well, thank you for both of those recommendations. I will definitely be listening to those here in the near future. Beat Grinders, I hope you guys do the same. And if you don't have access to those albums, you can go on the website under Frontrunner show notes, and I'll definitely provide a link. So, all right. Well, I want you guys to imagine that you just woke up on a planet identical to Earth. So everything just like Earth, except for you guys don't have any contacts, you guys don't have any equipment, you guys don't have a pen to write with, you guys don't have anything, but you have your knowledge and $1,000. How are you going to restart your career in the next week?
Woo! That one.
Yeah, we're gonna have different answers, but go ahead.
No,
I don't know what my answer is gonna be, but I know it's not gonna be what your answer is gonna be.
To me, if I got $1,000 and I got to do it in a week, I buy a plane ticket to LA and sleep on somebody's couch and grassroot it. Like take every session I can possibly.
Nice. I love that answer. Okay, what about you, Dria?
Gosh. I don't have one.
Well, I mean, it's pretty.
Start your career.
Yeah.
You almost had to do it, right? When you reinvented yourself from going from an artist to a songwriter, you almost had to restart your career. I mean,
yep. And the way we did it, we did it on Twitter.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
That's free.
We had got some names of some reputable producers that actually doing stuff in the industry, but they weren't huge. And reached out to them on Twitter, and that's how we got started.
Wow, that's dope right there. That's dope. The reason why I asked this question is because there's producers out there, there's artists out there that have lost everything due to failed hard drive, a dropped hard drive, whatever, due to equipment getting stolen, and they want to know how can they get back into it with just a little bit of cash. And there's also people out there that want to get into music but just don't know the proper route or where to begin. So I think that this question will definitely help the people out there in those situations. So thank you guys. All right, I want to know, when it's all said and done, when this thing is over for you guys, what do you guys want your legacy to be, and what does legacy mean to you?
When it's all said and done, I want my children to not have to worry about anything. Nice. Like, they can literally live off of our music royalty checks. Nice.
That's a great goal right there. And legacy. And I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry, but okay. I was just gonna say, I mean, if you guys have it, if your kids have it like that, then that means that you definitely set up a great legacy. You guys will be you guys are well known enough to where, they have something to look at, like, damn, mom and dad did this, and then also they'll be taken care of. So I'm sorry to interrupt, Chris.
Oh, no, it's all good. No, I was just gonna say, for me, it's a record label. Getting the Frontrunnaz Entertainment imprint off the ground is definitely what I want to leave behind. Getting that imprint off the ground for them to do whatever they want to do with it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But get that off the ground, that's definitely where my head's at.
Dope, man. Well, you guys are well on your way to doing both of those, so that's what's up. Okay. Well, I want to know, what's the greatest piece of advice that you guys have received in this game coming up, and what advice would you have for all the beat grinders listening today?
Know your business. Man, don't allow people to just tell you what is going to happen with your career. Run your music business like a real business, and have enough knowledge to be dangerous.
Nice.
It is the thing about me and Chris. We look at music in two different ways. He's very super duper creative. Like, when it comes to music, it's like a complete passion and love for music. Like, no matter what, his heart is always in music. And I'm like that. I love writing music and I love touching people with music. Those are my two things with music. But I love the business side of it. And now that I've gotten more into the business side of it, you start to understand that, you know, most people don't really understand the business side of music, and, you know, they just kind of function like robots in industry. And if you love it so much, sometimes you can get lost in it and not really understand what's happening with your business. And, you know, that kind of goes with the whole legacy thing that I was saying. You know, if I want to leave a legacy and a business for my children to live off of, I have to really run it like a business. So just, you don't have to get crazy about it. I tend to get crazy about it just because I love business in general. But, you know, just knowing what's happening with your paperwork, knowing what's happening with your splits, knowing what's happening with your publishing, you know, knowing what's happening with your records, you know.
Nice.
That's my advice.
Dope. Well, thank you for that. Great advice. What about for you, Chris?
Me, just focus on the work, man.
Nice.
End of the day, all the business, we're at odds. Like, at the end of the day, you can focus on business all day long, but if you're not working, what's the point of business? And you know, you gotta work. This is an industry just like the movie industry that's predicated on work first. There's a lot of industries that aren't like that. There's a ton of industries that aren't like that, but music and movie entertainment is like it's predicated on the work first, and then the rest. You know, there definitely comes a point, like they say, there's definitely a point in time when you take care of your business, and it'll be obvious. It'll be freaking obvious. Never sign. I think the biggest thing that, you know, we can say on the business side, never sign anything out of duress. Just work.
Nice.
Never sign anything out of duress, because if you don't sign something out of duress, you're already 199% ahead of other people that have made bad decisions. Because if you do a track or you write a record or whatever, and you haven't signed anything, it's still yours.
Nice. I love that. Okay. You guys are perfect for each other, man. You guys are meant for each other. We got the creative side and the business side. You know, that is so what's up.
Right.
Yep.
It's a good balance.
It is. Yep. Sounds like it. All right. Well, you guys have made it to the end of the interview, and so no, thank you guys so much. I just want to know if you guys have any more words for the listeners. You guys can let them know right now if you want to let them know what you're working on, what they should be looking out for. If you guys, or how to contact you guys if you guys want to be contacted. Here's your chance, please.
Okay. Well, right now we're promoting my single called Brand New. Again, nice. It's on iTunes and on Spotify, and also have it on SoundCloud as well. Let's see. Oh, my Instagram is @Dria Music, DriaMusic, and it's the same on Twitter. And my Facebook is Dria Music Official, and my SoundCloud is Dria Music. Nice. So, yeah.
Okay.
And our Instagram is @Frontrunnaz.
Nice.
And then your personal one.
Yeah, my personal one is Chris the FR on Instagram and on Twitter. And just to let everyone know, we're always open to people that want to work with us and build with us. You know, from the ground floor. One thing Logic taught us is, you know, you have to build from the ground floor. You know, you got to start somewhere, and you have to have people that grow with you. So if you're interested in building with us from the ground floor and taking the journey and the ride with us, we're open to everything. You know, we need dope engineers, we need dope videographers, we need dope photographers, we need dope stylists, dope makeup artists, you know, the whole gambit, social media,
nice.
You name it, we're open. So please reach out at the Frontrunnaz on Instagram, or my personal Chris the FR, or Dria's personal Dria Music, and we'd like to hear from you.
Okay. All right, well, thank you guys. Beat Grinders, please be sure to check out Dria's single that she has. Definitely go support her and everything that she's doing. And whatever you guys do, you know, like Chris said, you know, if you guys are into music, if you guys do makeup, if you guys do social media marketing, whatever, hit these guys up. They may need you guys' services and get a chance to build with you guys. So I want to thank you guys for being on the show once again. Beat Grinders, thank you for tuning into another episode. If you guys like this show, if you guys found this show of any value, if you learned anything from this show, which I'm pretty sure you have because they drop so many gems, you guys please share this on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever. And tag me, tag Frontrunnaz, tag Chris, tag Dria, and let us know what you guys thought. Also, be sure to please rate and review this podcast on iTunes. Give us a thumbs up on all social media, whatever. And you guys know how it goes. You have been mentored this week by the Frontrunnaz. So you guys continue making beats, stay on your grind, and live life. All right, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Here at Beats Grinding Life, we want to thank you for listening to another episode. We want to know, what were your biggest takeaways from this interview? Just go to beatsgrindinglife.com and leave a comment on this episode's show notes page. Also, while you are there, go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just click the little button that says subscribe. If you could, please leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews are the best way to show your appreciation because it helps more people find out about the podcast. So until next week's episode, keep grinding.